Hey, good afternoon, band. Once again, I am Mr. Rogers, band director at Sonora Elementary School. Hey, that was a great time yesterday for the teacher parade. For those of you in the Bobcat band, we got to drive around to y'all's neighborhoods. There were a few groups of us that kind of got disconnected along the way, but I got to see most of you. It was great to see that you all are healthy and well. Thanks for being there. Thanks for encouraging us to come through your streets. Hey, welcome to Freaky Friday. On Fridays, Mr. Rogers is going to have you get away from your instruments a little bit and share with you a new skill set, something brand new musically that may or may not have to do with your instrument. On days like today, Mr. Dooley is still going to upload sight reading videos. So make sure to have your instrument out on Fridays still, because you're going to have to sight read with him on Fridays. On another day of the week, Mr. Dooley is going to do a similar thing that I'm doing today. So I'm not going to give away what day that's going to be. But either way, still have your instrument out, because at least one of us is still going to have a sight reading component to the day. Okay, so today's new skill set is something that I learned when I was in the 7th grade from my best friend at the time. His name was Chachi. And Chachi was another saxophone player with me in the band. And he's somebody that sat right next to me. I mean, him and I goofed off all the time. We were actually neighbors. He lived 2 doors down from me. And in this case, again, you don't need your instrument. You just need your hands, all right? So this instrument is called the hand flute. Let me demonstrate for y'all. Puppy, how's it going? What's such a good doggy? Aww.
That is seriously cool.
Cool. I'm recording a lesson for my students at Sonora L right now, so it's awesome.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You want to say hi? You want to say hi to the band?
Hey.
That's cool. What's your dog's name?
Bear.
Everybody say bye, Bear. That's a good name for a dog.
Have a good day.
All right. See y'all later.
Yeah.
So hey, students, we try our best to accomplish social distancing, but you know, I've been trying all around the neighborhood, and every day there's somebody that walks by, so so don't do what I do. All right, so okay, you've got an example of the hand flute. Now, some of you have heard me make these noises from my hands before, and I'm going to show you how to do this. I've taught a couple of you to do it, but you know, here we go. This is going to be a close-up review. Now, what you're going to do is, for me, I'm a right-handed person. Now, if you're somebody who's left-handed, it's fine. You can reverse whatever the technique is for the hand flute. Now, one thing I meant to say earlier is most people call this the hand flute. Some people call it the hand ocarina, the hand whistle. I mean, I don't know whether there's actually an official name for this. I just call it the hand flute. So, anyway, you're going to take your left hand. For you left-handed people, you're going to take your right hand, okay? You're just going to do the opposite of what I'm saying. So, you take your left hand, okay? Fingers extended and joined, all right? You're not going to bend them yet. The thumb is straight out, okay? Now, when you take your other hand, I'm just going to say right hand. Again, lefties go in reverse, whichever's more comfortable for you. You're going to split your fingers with the other hand, okay? So, left hand again, you go like this. You align the joints of your fingers right here, the center joint, to your other hand. And then, kind of looks like that from that angle, or that, or that. It's like you're doing a karate chop from beneath. So, you're going to rotate your hands to where you create this open space inside your hands, okay? So it can kind of look like that from the inside. When you bring it together, you're going to rotate your left hand. Your thumbs will come together like that. Now you're going to see there's a slight opening right there, okay? You're not going to have it crazy open. You're just going to have the knuckles of your thumbs lined up. You'll either have them straight out or you'll bend them. I usually bend my knuckles of my thumbs. Now, your hand here, the one that we started with, we're not going to collapse our fingers like this. You don't want to smush them. That's really going to cause too much air to escape from beneath. So you're going to line that up. You bring it in. All right. I try to keep my fingers in line as much as I can. Now, what you want to accomplish is getting everything closed off. You don't want any openings in your fingers up here. You also don't want any openings underneath until you get to what's called the altissimo range. There's a really high register that I can accomplish by opening up, but that's more advanced later on. The goal right now is to get a low pitch. All right, so try to cover all those holes. Try to get a tight grip here. I mean, you don't want to flex so hard that you start to get sore in your hands. All right, try to remain relaxed. Just make sure there's no openings. All right, that's the only opening that really should be there. Okay, now this is your mouthpiece. Okay, your embouchure will cover the knuckle of your thumb. There you have it. So one thing that I left out of my story is when Chachi was first teaching me how to do this, it took me about a week to even get my first sound out. So if you're trying this right now and you're getting all frustrated, yes, I understand. In fact, the first time I got a sound out of my hand flute was the week that Chachi taught me, but it was actually at a place called Pharaoh's Lost Kingdom. It's this water park in Southern California. I think they've closed down since, but I remember being on a church trip there with the youth group, and I was still trying to figure it out. I was spending all day, all night trying to figure this thing out, and eventually I got a sound out, and my friends at church were just like blown away by it, and over time, I figured out how to change pitch, okay? So some people can only kind of do this, right? Eventually I learned how to do this. All you have to do is move your fingers like this with your opposite hand, right? And then I learned how to control the pitch, all right? And the way I accomplish this is if you get a sound out, again, making sure all of those openings are sealed off. You don't want any openings like that because air is going to escape from right there and right there. Okay, so make sure it's all closed off. Now, the way I change pitch is I'm actually just making the space between my hands smaller. So the bigger it is, the lower the pitch is going to be. The smaller that space, the higher it's going to be. Now I bring my hands closer together. Now if you wanted like a cross section of that, you know, I'm actually doing this. I'm like just pushing my hands together. Okay, but that's on the inside, right? So I'm really just kind of pushing my palms closer together. All right. This is as low as I can hit. And this is how high I can hit, I think. That's where my range ends there. So there you go. Hey, for those of you who may have recognized the song I played for you earlier, all right, you video game people, it's from the Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda. Saria's song. Saria's a character in the game who's sort of like a sage of the forest. So I figured in this scenery, that's appropriate, right? So, you all have a fantastic weekend. I won't be uploading videos on Saturdays or Sundays, but Mondays through Fridays, Mr. Dooley and I both will continue on through. All right, so if you need to do a review of this lesson on the hand flute, go just rewind, check my form. You can get a little close up here, right? So once again, I'll do a little review. Left hand, fingers extended and joined. Bam. Rotate. Make sure the opening is really big between your hands, okay? All right. So there you go, and that's the one opening. Peace out, y'all. Have a good weekend.